Hello and welcome to my channel. This is the first video I'm uploading to my new channel, Cheryl Knits and Crochets. Welcome to everyone. Today I thought I would do a tag because I'm just starting this channel, as I said, so I thought I would do a tag that I saw someone do about 7 years ago, and it is called the 20 Crafty Questions with Crafty Owl. And they created this tag. I believe that's the creator of the tag. So I thought I'd do it today to just start my journey in this channel. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Cheryl. I am a disabled person who likes to craft. I also read a lot, and I'm also a writer. I have two other channels. I have a booktube channel and an authortube channel. They are linked below if you'd like to join to subscribe to them as well. But today we're talking about the Crafty channel because I decided I really want to do Crafty channels. So we're going to do the tag. First of all, just a couple of disclosures. First of all, if you don't know me from my other channels, I do have Tourette syndrome, so just to let you know, I do tics. They're called tics. They're little movements or noises. So I can't help it. It's a brain disease. So if I make the noises or do the movements, my most common tic is when I'm like that. So if it bothers you, I apologize. This channel may not be for you, which is totally fine. I don't mind if it annoys you and you just want to leave. That's totally fine. But I ask you to please respect those with Tourette and myself and leave quietly. Don't leave remarks or comments that can be taken as rude or condescending or mean. Thank you very much. And let's get started. Okay, so first of all, I've got a glass of water. I don't have much background on this video because, well, I don't think I'll be having much background on any of the videos that I put up because I just have a blank wall behind me. I'm sitting on my bed. So, yeah, that's it. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, I've got a glass of water. And grab a cup of coffee, cup of tea, maybe a knit or crochet project. And let's get started. Okay. So I'm looking at my phone here. I've got my phone. I've got all the questions written out. The first question from 20 Crafty Questions with Crafty Owl. And this is from a video I saw in 2019 with a different, I didn't write down who this creator was. I apologize. It was a different YouTuber, but the creator is Crafty Owl. Okay, I will link their channel below, by the way. Question 1. Where does your channel name come from? Well, it's a simple answer. It's my name and knit and crochet. Easy peasy. I like fancy titles. I just can't think of them, which is pretty rough since I am trying to be a published author. So, I'm not good at picking out titles. So it's just simply Cheryl Knits and Crochets, and that's it. What type of craft does your channel focus on? Obviously, knitting and crocheting. Where else do you share your creations online? So off and on, I'll share them in vlogs on my booktube channel, which is I changed the channel name. What did I change it to? Cheryl Reads, I think is what I changed it to. I'll link it below. I just changed the name to that, but yeah. Off and on, I'll share some projects on that channel. I also when I started that channel, I started it as a crochet channel like 7 years ago. So I do have some vlogs and some projects on that channel way back when. I should probably private those because they're not good. The camera's really bad and it's really not good. So also, just so you know, I record on my phone as well as my webcam. I'm using my webcam right now on my computer, so it's not the best quality, but we do what we can do. Also, ignore this little guy right here because I'm 47 years old, okay? Why do I have a zit? I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. I never get zits, so why do I have one? Hormones are hormoning, okay? being over 40 is not fun. Anyways, I digress. I also have ADHD, so I kind of go like squirrel, and I change. You don't want to be in my brain, okay? Because I've got so many different pathways going on. Okay, question 4. How long have you been crafting? So I started crocheting. My camera's tilted. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Um, I started crocheting first, probably in 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. Maybe 2018. I think it was 2016. My brother was a crocheter, and I wanted to learn from him. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to learn from him because my brain was not working back then. Um, to be fair, it's still not working, but it's working better. um, then I went to a mental health place, and the people there were crocheters, so they sat me aside and taught me. And so I finally learned how to crochet through my brother. I remembered what my brother taught me, and then I kind of built on it. And then I used YouTube to teach me more stitches. So I got introduced to YouTube, and I learned about all the crochet stitches. And then I taught myself to knit with YouTube because one of my friends from church, his wife passed away, and he gave me a bunch of stuff and of hers, and one of it was some knitting needles, and I didn't have the heart to tell him that I crochet. I don't knit. So he gave them to me, and they kind of sat there for a few months, and I thought, I'm going to teach myself how to knit. So I looked it up on YouTube, I learned how to knit, and then I couldn't purl. I didn't know how to purl. And I went to the library where I was living at the time, and one of the workers there saw me knitting, and she says, "What are you knitting?" And I said, "I'm knitting a scarf. It's my first project. It's a scarf." And I said, "I only know how to knit, though I don't know how to purl." And I tried to learn how to purl on YouTube, could not figure it out for the life of me. And then she said, "Oh, I can teach you." So she sat down with me for like 20 minutes and taught me how to purl. It was the most wonderful gift anybody ever gave me, honestly, because I love knitting. I do have arthritis in my hands, so knitting is less painful for me than crochet, although I love crochet as well. So that's my lore of creating. What is the first crafty item you remember making? Oh goodness. I think for knitting I think it was either just a square or scarf. I'm not sure which one. But if it was a scarf, it was a very short scarf. I don't remember totally. And then I quickly went on to dishcloths, and that's where I learned a lot of the stitches was from dishcloths. For crochet, I think the first thing I made were dishcloths. Yeah, I learned how to do dishcloths because my friend at the same place that I learned how to crochet, she used to make dishcloths, so she taught me how to make them. I just used single crochet and made dishcloths. And then like I said, I taught myself other stitches. What is your favorite type of craft? Anything yarny. I like knitting, crochet. I love loom knitting. That's the only three I could think of. I have done oh, crow knits or crow knit. Is that what it's called? Where it's like a knitting needle, but it's got a hook on the end, and it's got a cable. I can't remember what it's called. And then I also have tried the long crochet hook. What's that called? I'll put it up on the screen, but I've tried that, and I just prefer regular crochet and knitting and loom knitting. I did make hats with my looms, and I enjoyed loom knitting. Although loom knitting really hurts my hands. So, which of your creations is currently your favorite? Okay, this is one I made about 3 years ago. No, it was more like 2 years ago. Maybe even a year ago. I think it was 2 years ago. This was knitted it is my emotional support chicken. Isn't she gorgeous? I forget what I named her. But see, isn't she so cool? This is a paid for pattern. And I bought it off Etsy. Let's just show you a bit. And I love her. She's my favorite thing I've ever made. And I cuddle her a lot. And I just love her. And this was like the first big knitting project I ever did. So, love this. And that's my favorite. Another one that I'm really enjoying, which I'm working on right now, oh my hair, is a raglan sweater, crochet sweater. I'm making a scrappy one. And this is the first raglan sweater I've ever made. So, how does it go? So this is it so far. And I'm just loving it. This is a pattern, a tutorial on Erin B's channel. I'll link her below in the description box below. But she has a tutorial for this scrappy top sweater. And I've done the sleeve on this. And I've done the first part on that. And then I've done some of the sleeve. I'm working on this sleeve right now. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I've been working on it for the last 2 days. I'm really enjoying it. I think I made a mistake. I think this is wrong. But we're just going to roll with it. It's my first raglan, so we'll see how it goes. That is crocheted with a 6.5 milligram, not milligram, millimeter hook. I'm tired. I didn't sleep last night. And so starting this channel today is probably a bad idea, but we're rolling with it. If you're still here, hi. Thank you for joining me. Anyways, I'm loving this. I want to make so many of these now. Like, I'm loving the process. I'm loving it. So, would recommend that pattern. Very easy pattern. You can use whatever stitch you want. In the tutorial, she uses a treble crochet. I'm using a double crochet. And I'm loving it. She does say in the video that you can use whatever stitch you want. So, okay. What do you do with your finished projects? Sell them, give them away, or keep to yourself. I make a lot of Christmas gifts from my knitting and crochet because it's something that I can do on my own. I love homemade gifts, and also I don't have a lot of money. So, buying yarn and making things is cheaper than buying presents. That's how I feel. And so I make a lot of Christmas presents, and last year I made some angels, some little angel ornament thingies, and the year before I made I used to make dishcloths for my dad. Oh, I forgot to show you as well. I did make a tea towel thing that I love as well, but it's out in the kitchen right now. I don't have it right here. But I love that pattern too. But what was I saying? I forget what I was talking about. Anyways, oh, what do I do with my products? So I either keep them myself or I give them away. I did sell some dishcloths once, and I did sell some dishcloths to my dad once as well. Other than that, I don't sell them. I don't have the funds to be able to go to a market or anything because it costs money, and I don't have a car or anything, so disabled life, wonderful. Anyways, if you could learn a new craft or art, what would it be? Honestly, I have enough hobbies as it is. I do read a lot. I have a booktube channel, as I said. I also write. I want to be a published author. I do have a short story published, but I want to be a novelist. And so I'm working on that. And then I also knit and crochet and loom knit. And that takes up a lot of my time. I did diamond paint for a while. Found that it's not my favorite. I'm thinking of getting back into it. Not quite sure yet. And I did do cross stitch for a while, and I tried embroidery. Not my thing. I love cross stitch, but it hurts my eyes to focus on the yarn, on the thread. I can't do it. I'm too old, people. Okay, let's move the camera a bit, because yeah. Okay. So I don't really need a new hobby. I do enough. I do watch a lot of YouTube, so and TV shows, stuff like that. So I keep busy, and like I said, I read a lot. So where do you create? Usually here in my bed or out in the living room or in the kitchen. I live with 5 roommates, and we have a living room chair that's very comfy, and I like sitting in it and crocheting sometimes or knitting. And that same chair is also, we have the same kind of chair in the kitchen, so sometimes I go in the kitchen and do it. Most of the time, it's right here. I also like crafting in my local library when I go there, because I go there usually twice a week. I go to the library there, so I enjoy doing that. Also, I just noticed my glasses are glaring. I'm so sorry if that bothers you. I can't see without them, so I kind of have to see. Okay, what would your ultimate craft space look like? Okay, like I said, I live with 5 roommates. They are wonderful roommates, amazing roommates. I love them to death, and they are considerate and kind, and they aren't loud and or anything. So I really like that. But because I do live with roommates, I basically live in my room, apart from using the washroom and the kitchen. And I have the whole house, but because there's 6 of us, I usually just stay in my room. If I could have my own house, I would love to have a room specifically for my yarn and artsy stuff. That would be so cool. And I would kind of like, I would also, I think I would like to make it a library as well with books. Or have two. Okay, we're just going to imagine I'm a millionaire, okay? We're going to have a room, a library, and then we're going to have a craft room separate, okay? We're just going all out here. And then we're going to have like wooden shelves right across the wall. And it's going to be a long wall, and it's going to be filled with yarn and wool and hand-dyed yarn. Because I can't afford hand-dyed yarn. So if I'm a millionaire, I'm getting hand-dyed yarn, okay? So it's going to be full, and yeah, I would love to have like what's it called? A knitting machine and a table, a comfy chair, a TV, maybe a fireplace. That would be kind of cool. Even if it's a fake fireplace, that would be cool. Yeah, that would be really neat. I'm not rich, so it's not going to happen. Unless I marry a rich guy. I am single, by the way, in case you're wondering. I'm single with no children. But if I ever do get married, maybe I'll marry someone wealthy. Just saying. Putting it out there. Okay, have you ever had any crafty accidents or mishaps? Is question number 12. I have had many accidents and many mishaps with my knitting and crochet, and most of it has to do with yarn that's knotted, because it all gets knotted up, and then I am terrible at getting knots out. Terrible at getting knots out. So I'll often just snip it and then do the magic knot to put them together. Because I hate taking out knots. So that means I throw out some yarn. But like I said, I use like Walmart and Michael's yarn. So I live in Canada, by the way. Michael's and Walmart yarn is cheap. So I don't feel guilty about throwing out little bits that I can't get the knots out. I'm terrible at it. I had a friend once who, the same friend who taught me how to crochet and who got me to make dishcloths. She loved getting knots out, and she would come over to my house and literally wind up my balls of yarn by hand and get all the knots out. It was wonderful. And then I moved. So that made a lot of sense to move, because now I don't have a friend to wind up my balls of yarn and get knots out of it for me. Okay, moving on. Do you have any funny crafting stories to share? I don't think I do. Sorry if you can hear the traffic. I live right by a street. crafting stories, funny stories. I can't think of anything funny at all. I did make, before I learned how to weave in ends properly, I made some dishcloths for my dad, and he put them in the wash, and they all unraveled. That was before I knew how to weave in ends, okay? Hasn't happened since. But, that's the only thing I can think of. Apart from not being able to get knots out. I have a bland life, a boring life, okay? What is your favorite drink and or snack to have? Well, crafting, first of all, hydrate, drink some water, people. I do like Diet Coke. I drink a lot of Diet Coke. I don't have any right now because I ran out of money, so I don't have any until the 21st, but on the 21st I will be getting some Diet Coke, and I'm very excited for that. I do love Diet Coke. I love water. I love the water drops that you put in water. I love the water enhancers. Those are really good. I love coffee, preferably cold coffee. Not iced coffee. I mean, I like iced coffee too, but I just make what I call poor girl's coffee, which is just a glass of cold water with coffee, instant coffee stirred into it. It's delicious. And if I have cream, I'll add cream. If not, it's just black. It's delicious and it's cheap. So I drink those when I'm crocheting. I don't usually eat when I crochet or when I knit, but I always have to have something to drink. Or tea. I do love tea as well. It just makes my mouth really dry, so you usually have to have a glass of water as well. Does anybody else get that way? When I drink tea, my mouth gets so dry. I don't know. Do you watch, listen to anything while you craft? If yes, what? Definitely. I watch a lot of YouTube, so I practically have YouTube on all day. So I watch booktube, which is channels about reading. I read a lot of those. Not read, I watch a lot of those. I watch a lot of Crafty channels, and I watch a lot of authortube, which is writer talking about writing. So that's the majority of what I watch. But lately, I've been subscribed to Disney Plus recently, and I've been watching Only Murders in the Building. Love that show, and I'm on season 3, and I've been watching that while I was crocheting this raglan shirt. So I'm really enjoying that. I do have quite a bit on Disney Plus I want to watch. I just bought a TV, so I'm loving having a TV. And I also watch Murder, She Wrote. Murder, She Wrote's my favorite TV show in the whole world. It's my comfort show, and so I often put it on just for background noise. I have to have background noise. Even when I'm reading, I have to have background noise. It's just, I have to have something on. If it's too quiet, I get distracted. And I know that sounds weird, because most ADHDers get distracted when something else is playing or someone's talking. Not me. I get distracted when it's too quiet. I never claim to be normal, okay? Alright. What is your biggest craft purchase regret? I don't think I regret buying anything, really. I guess my one regret is that I can never afford the fancy yarns, the hand-dyed yarns. But other than that, I don't think there's anything that I bought that I've actually regretted buying, crafty-wise. Yarn-wise, crochet hooks, all those. I don't think there's anything. Yes, there is. I bought some wooden circular needles. Did not like them. They snapped right away. Did not like them. I like the plastic needles. Do I have any here? I don't know where they are, but I like the plastic needles. Like just the metal, the ones you get from Walmart, the cheap ones. The circular needles, that's what I love. The wooden ones snap too easily. Maybe I just hold it too tight. I don't know. What is your favorite craft purchase? Okay, so one of those is, where is it? So I bought on Amazon. I bought these stitch markers for like $10. All of these, and I love them. They have been they've been a lifesaver, and these are the locking kind, and I love them. That's my favorite purchase. I didn't buy them, but my aunt bought me for Christmas last year. She bought me some interchangeable crochet hooks. Love them. The crochet hook that you put the tops on. Where did I put it? Hang on. My bed is a mess with everything on it, I swear. I don't know, but I love those crochet hooks. They're not like fancy, but they're just wonderful. They're like you put the heads on the aerodynamic cushion thing. I do have a lot of other hooks as well and circular needles. I prefer knitting with circular needles even when I'm not circular knitting or knitting in the round. So I got these hooks recently. Well, no, I got these probably about 10 years, no, not 10 years, oh my gosh, 5 years ago. And they're just shiny ones. And then I have like the gray ones you get from Walmart. But those are my favorite. Also, some yarn I bought. I'm going to go through my yarn in another video, but I did find some favorite yarns, but that's a whole other video. If you could use only one adhesive for your crafty projects, what would you choose? I've only used buttons, but then again, I've never made it many wearables that needed adhesives, and I've never made bags with like Velcro or anything like that, or zippers, nothing, so I don't know. I don't know what I prefer. I've only used buttons, and I've only used buttons in one pattern, so I don't know. I don't know what I prefer. I do want to make more wearables though, so. If you could only use products from one company for the next month, what would it be? Probably I would just it this isn't really a company, but it's a company, but it's Michaels, cuz I would love to buy a whole bunch of yarn from Michaels just because I can't afford a lot of yarn every month, so I would like to just be able to buy a bunch of yarn from Michaels. I think that would be cool. As far as brand names, I think I would love to try someday some hand-dyed knits, like what hand-dyed yarn is there? I can't think of any hand-dyed yarn. I don't remember which ones I like, but there's a few. I would like to shop at Knit Picks again, because I did order some from Knit Picks once. Loved their yarn. A bit too expensive for my taste, just because shipping is so much in Canada. But yeah, I would just like to be able to go to Michael's and shop and buy as much yarn as I want. That would be cool. If you could arrange that, I'd appreciate it. Okay. Anyways, this is the last question. Who is one crafter that you love to watch or follow that you think needs more love from the crafty community? Okay. Well, the first one I can think of is Daisy Crochet. This is two twin young girls. I call them young, but I'm 47, so everyone to me is young, but they're in their 20s, I think. 19, 20, somewhere around there. And they are twin girls, Fiona and Shay, I believe her name is. And they are wonderful. I love their channel. So I would tell you to give them some love. They're wonderful. I will link all these channels below. Some others would be, why am I blanking on all my crafty YouTubers? Hang on, let me go to my phone to YouTube and look and see who I'm subscribed to, because I'm subscribed to so many people, and there's got to be some that that are underloved. So, no, that's my channel. I don't want to go there. Where do I go for subscriptions? I'm not used to looking at it on my phone. Oh, there we go. Okay. Get your pen ready. Here we go. I know I'm subscribed to some. I just can't. Okay, Daisy Crochet. Just Vintage Crochet. She's wonderful. She's got a lot of subscribers. Michelle Jasic. She's trying to make it to 100,000 subscribers. I recommend her. I don't remember if her last name is Jasic or Jasic, but that's another one. We'll give one more. Hang on, I'm looking. What other crafty people do I watch? I mean, there's Crochet Vision, of course. We all know and love her. What about knitting? Let's find someone who knits. I mean, there's all the top knitter channels like Grocery Girls and, all those. Okay, Jazzy0451. She's wonderful, and she mostly crochets, but she also does, or I shouldn't presume that their pronouns are she. I apologize. They also do knitting. I said just one more, and I'm looking at more now. There was one other person that I wanted to highlight, and I can't remember their name. Engineering Knits is a fun channel. She does mostly knitting machines, and I really love watching her. So those are the ones I'm going to highlight. And then for a bonus question, who do you watch on YouTube, or what channel that you think needs more love that is non-crafty? And oh my goodness, I'm subscribed to over 1,000 channels. So for booktube, I would say, let's look at some that don't have a lot of subscribers. Well, for Christian romance or Christian fiction, there's Oshina Gotta Read 'Em All. She is great. She does booktube. Kristen and Maddie, they do fantasy mostly reading. I enjoyed them. For authortube, I recommend Diane Marie with 2 E's. She's wonderful. And another writing one would be Meredith E. Phillips, who is an aspiring author, and she has wonderful vlogs out, so I would recommend her. Those are the channels I would highlight and recommend. They are all linked below. If I missed one, I apologize, but I will try and remember to get them all. So, yeah, try them out. They're wonderful people. All these people I mentioned, the channels are great. And, yeah, so that's it. That's my first video. I was very nervous doing this video. I don't like starting channels because I just get so nervous. You'll see me relax more as the videos come out more. But I plan on uploading at least one video a week. But because of my health, I do have chronic illness, so I can't schedule a time that I upload every week just because I never know how my days are going to go. So, but you can look forward to one video a week, I think. I'm pretty sure I could do one video a week most times. So, sometimes it'll be more, sometimes it'll be less. So, join me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite craft is and what you're working on right now. I'd love to talk to you in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. It does really help the algorithm and letting people know that I enjoy it and getting the video out there so other people watch it and are recommended it. And subscribe. I'd really appreciate if you subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.